grandsons has requested their favorite, a blanket with their favorite character. Oh, it looks like, okay, maybe YouTube is telling me to sign into chat. So maybe it looks like we're getting a little bit closer. So silly. I don't know why it does this. And you know, the weird thing is that we can never tell that we're gonna have these problems until it's too late. Because we test it, everything looks and works normally. And, you know, the next day we come on and it's giving me problems again. Again, it's just YouTube, just frustrating. KK says it's for a friend of mine for her son and nephew. They're from Animes. Ooh, that's cool. That's very cool. Did you use... did you custom make the pattern like through Stitch Fiddle or something? I did mine. I do everything through Stitch Fiddle. I love Stitch Fiddle. I just discovered it a couple years ago. Actually, when I was going to do a custom cross stitch piece that I ended up not finishing because I don't love cross stitch. Actually, that's not true. I love cross stitching. I am getting older. It's harder for me to see the little X's, and then also I cannot cross stitch and watch a show or anything to save my life. So all right, let's see in here. Oh, you did. One is One Piece and the other is JJK. Okay, my son plays One Piece, actually the game One Piece, and I just heard about it recently, I think last year, so I don't know if it's fairly new or not. And it sounds like you did use Stitch Fiddle. I love Stitch Fiddle so much. I just started a new blanket today. I've got like 6 projects going on. This is crazy. I like to usually keep 3, sometimes, you know, 4, but sometimes I'll have more than that. And I think I have 6 right now. I'm working on this tapestry. Again, that looks like this. I'm currently working just on the bottom part, about to come up. So I've started his shoes the other night, and you can tell I'm working on the wrong side right now. I will start weaving in my ends because I am doing a reversible blanket. So all these ends for me are going to get woven in. I know some people prefer not to weave in ends. So if you're that type of person and you just want to, you know, maybe stitch something to the back of the blanket, or just carry your yarn across when we're doing the crochet along, you're welcome to do whatever makes you comfortable. I will be working on I will be making mine reversible. Oh, Sally, thank you so much, Sally. It's good to see you. And Alice says, how do you keep that untangled? Okay. Jennifer Boyer says, I have an app called My Row Counter, and it has a lot of great features. Ooh, I wonder if that would work too. I'm so old-fashioned with paper. Alice wants to know how I keep everything untangled, and the answer is baskets. Oh, there we are on YouTube. Hey, Mr. Double. Sorry about that late start. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the problem is with YouTube. And I really need YouTube to settle itself, because when we do this crochet along, YouTube saves all of the videos that I do live. They save them. So anybody who's joining in through TikTok or needs to catch up or miss it out on anything would be able to head over to YouTube and get the videos. So, okay, so Alice wants to know how I keep this untangled. I have baskets, these little baskets here. I got these from the Dollar Tree. I think they came in a 3-pack. I do all my balls of yarn in baskets. You can see them here. As I work on a ball of yarn, once it's done, it goes in my far right basket until that basket's full. Obviously, once it's full, then I add another basket, so on and so forth. So I just finished, or I'm about to finish this white stitch. Let me get this finished and I'll show you what I do. So I keep, here's my balls that I've already used on this row over here. And here is my working basket. So I usually keep one empty basket to put the ball of yarn in that I'm working off of. This keeps it from, if I had a ball of yarn in here with others and I was pulling from it, it would pull other strings out. So I keep this in its own basket, and when he's done, then he gets picked up and moved to the far basket. And then I start working on the yarn from this basket, pull one ball out at a time, so on and so forth. So that's how I keep that. And then when I flip the blanket over, I'll show you when I get to the end of this round or this row, and I'll flip it and show you how that works. Sally says, that project is amazing. Thank you. Thank you. And Erin, good evening. Jennifer Boyer, you can make graphs in it, write patterns, upload your pattern to your... Okay, so Jennifer, that sounds like Stitch Fiddle. And you said this one's called My Row Counter, so that's another option. Interesting. Yeah, we've got Stitch Fiddle does something similar too. So many things I haven't tried and just have the free version. Yes, I love that the free version of these works. Stitch Fiddle, the free version works. I will sometimes do the paid version. Like when I created these patterns, I did the paid version because I wanted it to write the instructions for me. I didn't want to have to count it out for myself. KK's Corner uses clothespins to help. Okay, so I was describing that last night. Somebody else had asked. I was mentioning some people use pins or clips and they kind of clip it to the work and then you wind the yarn around it. Please tell me if that's what you're doing, KK. Clipping it, winding the yarn, and then unwinding as you go. So I've seen that. I've tried that for myself. I struggled with it because the winding of the yarn bothered me, but also I think it's because I get in these huge patches. Sometimes I'm actually working off a full skein. So, okay, let me get back to this. I need to do 127 white. I did 128 last time, so that means I need to do one less. And there we go. And now we're switching to 3 black. Okay, so I get to the end of this color. I'm about to pick up my black for anybody who's not familiar with tapestry. About to pick up my black here. And to change colors, instead of finishing out my last stitch in white, when you finish that stitch, the loop that's left on your hook, that's the top of the next stitch. See that here? This loop that's right here, this was the last part of this stitch, the second to last stitch I did. So I don't want to finish my last stitch when I'm about to do a color change. I get it started. So in my case, I'm doing a double crochet. So I've got the 3 loops on my hook. Usually I would yarn over and pull through to finish. But again, I don't want to start the next stitch. I don't want the top of that next stitch to be white because I should be using black. So I'm going to put this yarn to the side. I'm working with the wrong side facing me. All my ends, all my little ends here are facing me. So it's called the wrong side. I'm going to pull my yarn in front of my hook and then work it around to the back. So I've just moved it out of my way basically, but I did move it to the front side here that's facing me because this is where all my ends are. So now I need to pick up black. I'm going to pick up black and yarn over and finish out that last white stitch. And so now I have a black loop on my hook at the end of this white stitch. And now when I finish out the first black stitch, it will not have a little white loopy on top. So 3 black. Let's see. Okay, Jennifer says it's very similar. You stitch fiddle to make a graph. Okay. And then KK says, yes, I wind the yarn around him. It helps carry the yarn up rows and you clip when you're done. Okay. Oh, you clip it when you're done. Oh, I didn't think about doing that. When I was using these clips and getting very frustrated because I felt like I was unclipping and clipping and the blanket was so heavy. The front edge of that blanket was just so incredibly heavy with all my clips and all my yarn. So I didn't think about just clipping it before you flip. All right, I'm grabbing out my highlighter here. I've got this little thing of highlighters and I highlight off the colors that I've done if I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Sometimes I don't highlight it and then I get lost in where I'm at. Okay, so now I have to do 2 orange. I'm switching colors again. So now I did not finish out my last hook. So now I'm going to pick up my orange and I'm going to so I found the orange ball that was connected and I throw him in the working basket. So 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, so there's my 2. Bring my yarn around, throw him. Now this basket that's on the right hand side is full, so he just gets moved over here and then I'm going to grab another empty basket. This becomes my working basket. You know, this will be the basket I'll start putting stuff into. So lots of basket information tonight. Okay, so 2 desert glaze, black 13. All right, here we go. Now I have to pick up my next black string that I have is way over here. I am going to carry it across so I can start crocheting with it. But I am going to, when I carry it across, I'm going to crochet over this yarn that I carried. I'm gonna crochet over it and just make sure that no black is peeping through, make sure that it looks right. Again, I am working on a reversible pattern. So reversible, or I'm working on a reversible blanket because I'm trying to make this reversible. I'm gonna have a lot of ends I'm going to have to weave in, but anytime I can avoid weaving in ends, I will. So let's see if I can crochet over this nicely, so you can't tell I've crocheted over. I've seen some people do tapestry crochets where they do it in just like 2 colors, and they kind of carry any color they're not using, they're carrying it across and crocheting over the top of that. I've seen that, and I think that can be really effective too. I don't think it would work for more than 2 colors because you wouldn't want to crochet over too many different strings. Hi Limitless, it's good to see you. Catherine, hi, good to see you. So, all right, so what was I supposed to do? 13, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right, and for the new people, hey Julie, for the new people that are just joining, I'm working on a custom Yoshi blanket that I designed, and working on that tapestry pattern, and just kind of talking about tapestry in general, preparing everybody who wants to be there for May 1st, Friday, May 1st, 6:30 Mountain Time, 6:30 p.m. I go live 5 nights a week, so Monday through Friday at 6:30. And starting May 1st, I'm going to be working on this pattern. This pattern is free. It's in my TikTok profile, and it's on my YouTube posts. So you can go download it for free. I will be doing a crochet along. So if you don't love following patterns and you just love to follow and crochet with people who are telling you which colors and stuff to do, I will also be saying the colors out loud as I go. But if you miss a session, or if I have any technical issues, which those keep happening for no reason, or if anything happens, YouTube saves all of my lives too. So, and I've got the same username on YouTube as I do in TikTok. So I'm Crochet by Humblebee in both places. So you can head on over to YouTube, subscribe to me there, and you'll see all my lives as well. Sally says, how long have you been crocheting? I have been crocheting for 37 years. It was 37 years last October. So it's been a minute. And it's so funny because with all the crocheting that I've done over the years, I had very limited exposure to different types of crochet. So I had done very basic crochet, very basic stitches, and, you know, doing things like playing around with front and back post stitches to make designs and doing stuff like that. Like I did very nice crochet work, but I had not even heard of a tapestry or even a mosaic. I'd never even heard of that until a couple of years ago when I hopped on TikTok. So it was pretty crazy. No wonder you're so fast. Yes, and you know what? If I were not yakking away right now, I'd be going way faster. So I started a pattern this morning, a mosaic baby blanket for a friend of mine. And I think it's about 110 stitches wide, just about. And I knocked out 20 rows, really, without even thinking about it. Hey, Limitless, just came from your TikTok live and I subscribed here and followed your TikTok. Oh, thank you so much. So yes, and you can see now, obviously I stream on TikTok and YouTube at the same time. So I do try to say who I'm talking to, and so that people aren't confused when I'm talking to people that you can't see commenting. So thank you so much for subscribing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I gotta do 13, 12. So that mosaic, I was flying through it, and that's the first time I've ever done a mosaic, and it's amazing. And now I think I'm hooked on that too. There's so many cool things to crochet. So as I mentioned before, thank you, Erin. I have I think 6 projects going on right now. I've got this tapestry. I've got a virus stitch sweater. So I just posted a video yesterday, I think, of a virus stitch sweater. I showed how to finish out this cocoon sweater, and I'm already starting another one. I'm making one for each of my coworkers. So I've got one of those going. I've got this. I've got the Floral Fantasia giveaway blanket. That's the big one that I'm doing. And I work on those and give those away when they're done to one of my followers. So what else am I doing? The mosaic. Goodness, oh, and I'm also working on another Floral Fantasia for a friend of mine. So yeah, 6. It's crazy. The mosaic baby blanket I started today, though. I feel like I'm going to geek out on that and probably get through that one pretty quickly because it's so much fun. And also, baby blankets. I've got limited time to get that thing done. Less than 9 months now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. When I'm doing the crochet along live, oh, I think it's 14. Hold on. Let me actually count for a second so I make sure I'm right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, yes, I'm still on track. Yay. When I do the crochet along, I will be saying my count out loud. So, and then I'll also try to pay attention so I don't go too fast, because I do know I typically crochet faster than other people, and it's just because of my experience is all. So I'll try to make sure and go at a reasonable pace. But again, if you get behind, if I'm stressing you out in any way, hop over onto YouTube and you can just follow along on YouTube later. I think a couple hours after the live ends, I think YouTube posts the video. Okay, what do I have going on here? I've got, oh, I have an extra orange. So here's a cool thing. One of my favorite things when I'm doing tapestry is sometimes the pattern will like drop the color. You can see here, I had just a couple stitches of orange. So I still have a string attached, but I'm not going to pick this up and use it again. If I need to use this orange ball again, I will reattach it later again, because I want to weave these ends in. I don't want pieces of yarn being dragged across the back because this is a blanket, not because I'm against that. Hey Rat Rat, I am making a tapestry blanket right now. This is just a custom blanket that I'm making. And I am doing this one live just so I can answer people's questions about tapestry crochet, because I created a pattern that's on my TikTok for free if you go to my TikTok profile. And on YouTube, if you go to my posts, you can download this pattern for free. Friday, May 1st at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time. I will be starting this pattern live. It will be a crochet along, so the pattern's free. Go grab it and come crochet with me. Honestly, I think this is going to be a neat pattern. It's small enough, so it's only 80 stitches wide. I think what I'm going to do when we're done making this one, I'm probably going to design 3 others. So we have 4 individual patterns, and then we can stitch them all together and end up with a really cool blanket. So I went with the houseplant motif because I figured it was generic enough. Oh, look, I've got another. Yay! I love when I can detach these strings finally, because the more balls of yarn that are hanging on, the more confusing this gets. So yeah, I will be here to answer any questions. Rhett, have you done tapestry before? And do you crochet? I guess I should first start by asking that. Some people don't crochet. I just assumed everybody who watches a crochet live crochets, but I found out recently not everybody does. I had somebody message me one time and say that it's just fun to watch me crochet because it's soothing. And then I come in here and do this live and then talk so much that I don't get any crocheting done. So, okay, so I got the end of my row. Let me get all my yarn corralled back into their baskets. I've got a couple extra baskets here. My trick again is highlighter or pen. I keep the written pattern. I work best on the written pattern. Some people do better with graph patterns, and some people do better with just following along on a video. So I've got the written pattern, the chart pattern, and I will be doing the hollering everything out that we're doing live. Oh, you haven't done tapestry. Okay, so look into it. See if it's something that you would like to try, because I will be doing, well, that free pattern is going to be available, and I will be here to answer any questions. All right, so here we go. I'm flipping her. Let's give her the flip here. Once I flip my work, uh-oh, hold on. I've got, all right, so here's my first thing where the right side of the pattern is facing me right now. You can tell because it doesn't have all this stuff in it. So this is the right side of my pattern. And I can see here, I've got one of my green strings on the right side. This should have been in the back side of my pattern. So I have two options here to fix this. One is I can just cut the string and then reattach, you know, when I get back to this area. Or the other one is, depending on how bad it is, this is one row in the green. I'm probably going to be able to just carry this up and probably no one will even see it. So let's see when we get to the end there how I'm going to fix that. Super common to do. Rhett, have you considered doing tapestry before, and what types of things do you normally crochet? The pattern that I created was just for a very small throw blanket or a part of a larger blanket if we end up putting it all together. So I'm just curious, like, what kinds of things you crochet. I actually like knowing what other people crochet, because until recently I'd never heard of oh my gosh, I can never say amigurumi. I don't know how to pronounce that. But I'd never, and now all I see is a bunch of little characters. I see these gorgeous little crocheted flowers. I'm seeing people take granny squares and make things out of them, like beach bags and sweaters and stuff. So what can be done with crochet is pretty crazy. And until I joined social media like this several years ago, I didn't even know some of this stuff was available. You make African blankets, scarves, and baby snuggles. Oh my gosh, you said African blankets, scarves. Is that African blankets and scarves? And then, oh, that's very cool. Hi, Kara, good to see you. That's very cool. You know, I'm gonna go, I don't know if you're public or not. Tell me if you're public, so I want to go look at your stuff and see if you've made any posts. I'd love to see your work. All right, so 10 white is 8. I only have to do 8 white. Oops, I need my empty basket for working. Put you over here. 1, 2, 3. Mostly all I work on is blankets. The only other thing that I've made besides blankets is sweaters, which I make cocoon sweaters, which is just a square folded in half. And I did post a video about how to do that yesterday, and I think a lot of people didn't realize how easy that was. So I don't take a lot of credit for making wearables, because the only wearables I've ever made look like little miniature blankets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 6 black. Find my black, move him into his own bucket. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think what I'll do a couple days before we go live, that again, May 1st, I think I'll probably do a video going over some of the basics that I've gone over in these lives a bunch of times too, but I want to make sure that everyone's fully prepared. Okay, so look on your page and look on my page. I have some blankets on there, but the other stuff I haven't posted on there. Okay, well, yes, I'm going to go look at your page as soon as this is over. I'm going to head over there. Sally, I just crochet stitch blankets. I'm working on one with Trinity Stitch. Oh, okay, so you pick the really beautiful yarn and then do simple simple-ish stitches. Is that right, Sally? What's the Trinity stitch? Wonder if I've seen that before. Sometimes I feel like some of this stuff is new to me, and then later I realize it's just because it had a name I didn't know. For example, the virus stitch that went viral last year, and that I just made that one of my sweaters out of. The virus stitch, I'd never heard of it until somebody said that it's a German shell stitch. And I was like, oh, okay, I know what that is. So, all right, I am needing to bring over orange. My orange is way over here and my hook is way over here. I've got about 10 stitches in between where the yarn is and where I want it to be. But because I'm going to be doing 22 in orange, I'm going to go ahead and bring my orange all the way across, and then I'm just going to crochet over the top of it. In the back where I've got all these strings hanging out, I will eventually be weaving these in. I don't wait until the project is done either. I weave in as I go, but with tapestry, I have learned the hard way that it's in your best interest to not weave your stuff in too early. Otherwise, you might know what the wrong side of your pattern is, or the wrong side of your blanket. I was working on a very reversible pattern a while back, and it actually took me a minute to figure out which was the front and which was the back, because I hide my stitches, I hide my carries, and then usually the only thing that'll be the difference between the front and the back, let me see if I can, is the yarn. Like if I go from this round up one round in white, I will have a small carry. Oh my gosh, I can't. Let's see if I can get my hook here so you can see it. There. So just a tiny bit of a carry right here. Same with the green. So, and that's just because I'm working it from this round up, up, up. And so there's going to be these tiny carries. Can't really see them. And I know some people, when they do tapestries, they carry their yarn and their colors all the way across. And especially if you've got very detailed tapestries. I've got a friend of mine who's working on one right now, and it's the Harley Davidson logo, I think. But this thing is so detailed. It's almost three-dimensional looking. Very, very cool. But she's working with like 5 different colors of blacks and grays. And it is color changes every 2 stitches. So for her and that pattern, it would not be feasible for her to do what I'm doing and try to weave in the ends. And each of my places here where you see a color starting, this is a new string. So I didn't carry this orange over to this place. This orange was its own string. Then I had some black, and then I had some more orange in there. And then I'll just weave in all the ends when I get done. So, all right, we need 22, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 21, 22, and then what, 17 black. I'm glad I got through that little part of his shoes there. There was so many little orange changes, so I'll have to sit down and weave in my ends. I'll usually leave a couple of inches of ends on the back, so it's really easy for me to tell which side is the back. Clearly, you can see over here, it wasn't as easy for me because I did not put my string to the back. So it's crazy. Crazy, those little tiny details, but I think I can fix that without frogging it or without having to start a new string. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, that was right. So then 17 black. It'll be nice when I'm actually working on his body and stuff. There's so much white in here, which is nice when you're talking, to not have to pay attention when I'm working on these big white spaces, but it's also really boring. So I had somebody did the math the other day on this blanket I'm working on. I make these blankets and I give them away, and probably a lot of you guys are aware of that already, but if you follow me, but somebody had done the math the other day, and she had said that I was doing like 3 stitches per second or something. We ended up finding out she had done the math backwards, but I was averaging on that blanket about 1 stitch every 3 seconds, and that is an average of all these huge, you know, some of these stitches are a cluster of 3 treble crochet. So if I have to do, hi Judy, so if I have to do 27 clusters of 3 treble crochet, I'm really doing like 90 stitches. So that skews the numbers for sure. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 5. What was I supposed to do? 17. Right. Yep. Okay, perfect. And then the rest is just finish out in white and finish out in green. All right, I have some extra balls of yarn. So this is my basket of yarn that's waiting to be used, and I know all I have left in my round on this row is white and green. So I've still got a orange and a black in here. So now I'm going to snip those off and set them free, and then I just set those little balls of yarn aside for when I need another ball of yarn of that color, because I will. Hi, yes it is. Hey little bird. Oh, good to see you. Yes, Isla, this is a tapestry blanket. This is a custom pattern that I made for a baby blanket, not a baby blanket, a big kid blanket. So I'm working on that, but on Friday, May 1st, we will be going live and working on this, and this one is a crochet along. So if you do tapestry, or if you are interested in doing tapestry, this pattern is available for free on my TikTok profile. It's also in my YouTube. If you want to download it, it's in my YouTube posts. When I stream live, I go live in YouTube and TikTok at the same time, and YouTube saves my videos. So if you miss a video, or you get behind, or you want to work at your own pace, head over to YouTube. I've got the same username in both places, and you can follow me there, and because they save my lives, you can go back and follow. So if you're interested in tapestry, or if you already do it, and if you happen to like this pattern, it's all free. Just head over to my profile and download it. Really what I'm trying to do is work on something that I think other people would like, and I really struggled trying to find the right pattern, the right design, I guess. And so I settled on houseplants because that's nice and generic, and I wasn't, I was looking at some other things like some flowers, or there's this really cool one I wanted to do with like a pond with a lily pad and the lotus flower, but it looked so flat and one-dimensional. Not that this is really jumping off the page either, but it looked really bad. The lotus flower needed a lot of colors, and so what I was trying to find was a pattern we could work on that had 5 colors or less, and this one here has 5 colors, just to eliminate some of the color changes. Because the color changes is, I think, probably the hardest part, that and the yarn management. Oops. I'm just sitting over here. I forgot to put my yarn in its own little basket. I've done that before where I forget to move the yarn. If I'm by myself crocheting, I don't forget stuff as much as when I'm live and talking. But I have left the yarn that I'm working on in the same basket with other balls of yarn before, and I regretted that greatly. Oh, here's another one I didn't snip off. Did I snip this black? Oh, I said I was going to snip these. I picked up my scissors and then I just set them back down. All right, when I work on these tapestry projects, I like to leave myself at least 7 inches of yarn. When I join a color or when I cut off a color, I like to leave 7 inches at least for weaving in, because I do weave in my ends. I am making a reversible blanket. This is a Christmas present for my grandson, actually. I've got 3 grandsons and a granddaughter, and the grandsons, they came out to visit last month for my birthday, and they all said, Mimi, we want a blanket. So I designed them each a blanket, and now I'm working on it for Christmas. So that's what we're working on here. Do you work on, or do you do tapestry? Ah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that was a while back. Little bird, how was work today? What's going on? What are you working on right now? I'm about to have to grab some more white. I finally almost used up my skein. I knew that this section of white was gonna use at least a full skein of yarn. Gosh, I hope I have another one. Yes, I do. Okay. Nothing's worse than thinking you've got some yarn that you don't have. Earlier today when I started another project, it's a mosaic baby blanket for a friend of mine who's having a baby in August. When I started that, it was so nice. I was basically able to shop out of my stash. And if you guys saw my stash, I think you'd be surprised at how small it is, especially compared to some of those other stashes. Hi, Evening Yarn. What a cool name. Little Bird is off till Sunday, planting and chores until now. Oh, and you can't, no, you don't really do tapestry, can't figure out how to do it. Okay, if you want to do tapestry, please let me know. I will help you through this. That's the whole point of me working on this tapestry now. This isn't a pattern that I'm, giving out to anybody, and this isn't something that I expect people to do, but I wanted to work on this for the couple of weeks leading up to the crochet along tapestry so that I could show people stuff. Oh, thank you for the heart, Evening. I appreciate it. I wanted to have several days to be able to go over different things like color changes and yarn management. So I go live every night, Monday through Friday. I go live at 6:30 Mountain Time. I try to be on for about 45 minutes. We'll see what happens when I start the tapestry crochet along, because at that point, I'm not gonna want to stop right in the middle of a row. I really don't like stopping any tapestry in the middle of a row anyways. I feel like it's a recipe for disaster. So, and really the hardest part about tapestry is just managing your yarn and changing the colors. As you can see, I am doing strictly half double crochet. That's all this is. Half double crochet. This one is 200 stitches wide, I believe. And it's because the length of the blanket is the width, if that makes sense. So this is on the side, on its side. And so I'm working the widest part of the blanket. Oh yes, new yarn coming up, new ball of yarn. I'm gonna have to make a ball of yarn though, and that one's gonna take a minute. It's probably the worst part about tapestry is the winding the yarn. So when I started the mosaic today, I've seen mosaic and I started in a mosaic before, but I only got a couple rounds into it and decided to move on to something else. Why did I stop? I think maybe I didn't like that pattern. Like I was looking at it going, this isn't something I want. And I didn't really have anybody that I was making the blanket for. So I just stopped. But now I've got the baby blanket. So I picked this up and started working on it. And I am in love. The ending each row and cutting off the yarn was so amazing. I don't have yarn connected. And it's also awesome because this baby blanket is only 110 stitches wide. And that feels like nothing after working on this thing here that's 200 stitches wide. I'm working on a floral Fantasia blanket for my friend. And then I'm in the 80s, like round 80, I think. And so now I'm at the part where it's like 45 minutes around. And so everything just takes so long. All right, wait. This is my back of my yarn. This was the yarn that I didn't pull back like I should have. Okay, let's see if I can hide that mistake I made. Yes. Yes, but I don't like that hidden that way. So what had happened, you guys, is when I was doing my green last time, I didn't have my green in the back of my work, or I think, yeah, I didn't have it facing the wrong side. So in tapestry, you've got a right side and a wrong side. I go live 6:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, and that's Mountain Time. So it is 7:10 where I'm at right now. But I'm also on YouTube, and I go live on TikTok and YouTube at the same time. YouTube saves my lives. TikTok doesn't, but YouTube does. So if you go to YouTube, just look up the same username, Crochet by Humblebee, on YouTube. You can subscribe to me there, and you can find my lives so that if you miss one, or you know, you need time to catch up or whatever it is, and I'm sure that people are gonna need time to catch up. So everything will be saved on YouTube as well, and it's not gone forever. All right, oh, and it is a little after 7:10. I usually am only on till about 7:15. So I think what I'm gonna do for the last 5 or so minutes is show you guys the pattern. So that I've showed you the picture a few times. This is the one we'll be going live. The pattern that I told you that's free that you can download, there's 2 versions of it. If you're on TikTok, on my profile, the link takes you to a document that just has both of these. If you're on YouTube, go to my posts and you can download either, or you can download both if you want, but they're individual. Do you have any tips for keeping edges straight? I struggle with that a lot. It depends. So if you're talking about edges straight, like super straight, mine are never super straight because I do the chain and turn method. Some people will do a stacked crochet when they turn, and I can talk about that too. They do something called a stack stitch. So if you're doing a double crochet, normally you would chain 2 and then turn, but there is a way where you can just turn without chaining, and you can do what's called a stacked single crochet. It's basically 2 single crochets on top of each other. That will make a really straight edge. If what you're talking about is straight edge, like maybe your stuff is a little crooked like this, it seems like it's getting bigger or smaller, then that would usually be because you're dropping stitches. If that's the case, then we can talk about that too. So let me know. Oh, and you know what? I wonder, hopefully I've got time. And if I don't, come back tomorrow too, and come talk to me, and I'll go over all this stuff with you too. But with tapestry, the nice thing is you have to be counting every one of your stitches. So you can't drop a stitch. If you get to the end of a row and you're short a stitch, you can't just turn and move on. You actually have to stop and figure out where you're short on your stitches. So tapestry will definitely make you be really accurate with your count, especially if counting is something that you struggle with. And I know a lot of people do in crochet. It's the counts that are hard. So back to this pattern that I wrote. Let's see if I can get in here close enough. You can see where I've put the color and then the number of stitches. And so that's the cool thing with tapestry. These patterns are easy. This says I'm going to do 5 stitches in terracotta, 24 in linen, 2 in black. So just follow the numbers along and a pattern will emerge. The other version of the pattern is this graph. A lot of people like to work on the graphs. So it also shows the colors, and then you would just have to go through and like mark off the stitches that you've done. I struggle with patterns like this, so I'd like the written one better. And then of course I will be in the live saying, okay, now we're gonna do 3 in black, and then 1, 2, 3, so that you guys can keep up there too. So that's what these patterns look like. The colors on this pattern are Hobby Lobby colors, because that's where I shop. That's my yarn store that's close to me. So obviously you don't have to use Hobby Lobby. You don't have to use these exact colors, but there is a color guide that says, okay, linen is gonna be it's gonna look like a lightish grayish beige, and then forest green obviously is green. So at the end of the day, I think if you look at the picture though, you know, you can figure out what terracotta is gonna be, this brown, green, yellow. Oh, and another thing I found too, just in case this happens to anybody, see how there's only a few stitches of yellow in there, probably 200 stitches. So I don't have any skeins of yellow yarn. I don't ever crochet with yellow. No, that's not true. I've crocheted with some yellows. I needed a bright yellow, and all I have was like one called Sun Gold. So I went to Hobby Lobby. I was gonna go to the Dollar Tree because they sell small skeins of yarn, and I was gonna hope that they had a yellow. But I went to Hobby Lobby the other day, and look at this little baby I found. Look at it. It's $1.29. It's 4 cents more than it would have been at the Dollar Tree, and it's so cute. mini maker is what they call them. They had a whole bunch of babies of these, so little mini things are so cute. Thank you guys for the likes. I really appreciate it. Hey, Osage Sally! Yay! All right. I am getting ready to take off. Oh, Karen, hi. Oh, and I'm just getting ready to leave right as you get in. I'm getting ready to take off. I usually stay on till about 7:15 my time, and I've just finished out a round, so this is a perfect place for me to stop. But again, I will be back. Hey, so good to see you. I will be back tomorrow, 6:30 Mountain Time. At night, I'm still working just on this little guy here and talking about tapestry. And getting ready to do this. 6:30 May 1st on Friday, and this is the pattern that I'll be working on. So go grab it. It's in my profile. It's in my posts. And I will see you guys. Brittany, thank you for the likes. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you, everyone, for stopping by.